This is our third seed, has a good chance of taking home the title. Powered by a 3-horsepower 2-stroke petrol engine, it's armed with a huge 22 tons of crushing power from those jaws of life. Unseeded this robot, but showing a lot of potential, armoured in polycarbonate. The 8th seed for the title, not to be discounted, could go all the way. Powered by a 5-horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine. They better mind the arena wall flamers, they can be very, very dangerous. The arena flipper comes into play when a robot's immobilised. A bit of extra insult to injury to be flipped around the arena. That's the pit. Don't want to be going in there too soon. They've got to look out for the blasts of fire from those flame grills. They can do a surprising amount of damage. You don't want to get too close to the corner patrol zones. Once you're in there, it's more pain than you can handle. 3, 2, 1. Activate. I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. Here it comes again, trying to impale with a spike. The saw blade has shattered. It's not much use now. Difficult to puncture the bulletproof glass though. Just a scratch as the spike slides off again. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. It gets underneath, getting a grip, but not enough as it fails to lift it. Bumping and banging. Not a lot of damage so far. Nearly onto the flame grill, look out! Attempting to crash into it! Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. Smashing down with that mighty axe blade. And it's going to be tough getting through the bulletproof glass on there. This is classic Robot Wars! Can the aluminium armour stand up to this? The steel armour... Definitely in with a chance of surprising everyone, this robot, unseeded today. Higher than a normal wedge, with all the same advantages, but it lets them use different weapons, of course. It has a short ramming spike, long enough to cause some damage to the unwary, though. Seeded 8th, this one, is a future champion here, if I'm not mistaken. A 5-horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine, giving this robot all the power it needs. Three, 2, 1, activate! Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. Their spike's been broken off! Getting a bit too close for comfort to those flame jets. It's heading for a collision! Oh, look out! Could be barbecue bot! The Kevlar armour giving it great protection though. Hard to make an impression on the polycarbonate, it's very tough. May not be sharp enough to get through the polycarbonate. The jaws looming up on it must look ferocious. It's carnage, devastation. It's robot wars. Getting dangerously close to the CPZ that time. The steel taking the punishment well so far. They can't hide themselves. Oh, it looks like they're out of the contest. Off goes the spike. They're going to have to try another tactic now. And in it goes. A lot of weight behind this robot, making good use of it to cause damage. So Killalot won't be messed with. Better keep away. Cease! Great things are expected from this robot, seeded as it is, first in the competition. Armoured in titanium. The 8th seed for the title, not to be discounted, could go all the way. Powered by a 5 horsepower, 4-stroke petrol engine. Three, 2, 1, activate! Bash is ready and waiting, standing to attention with the flamethrower just itching to flame away. Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. The axe chops away, but it'll need more effort behind it to cause damage here. Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. Chopping away! Can he get a good blow in? The plague is menacing, swift and deadly. Time for a vaccination, I think. The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. Oh! Look out! Could be barbecue bot! They're lying on their back like a turtle in the sun. I'm afraid they can't seem to get back up. It's turtle soup for them. The titanium standing up now. Hold out. The armour holding out well against the charge. Not too easy to cut into titanium armour. The chainsaw having great difficulty getting through that armoured shell. This is the 6th seed. Could be one to watch out for. A 5 horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine giving this robot all the power it needs. It's armed with a spike trap to pin and push opponents. Seeded 8th, this one is a future champion here, if I'm not mistaken. Powered by a 5 horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine. Three, 2, 1, activate! I think the sergeant wants a taste of metal. The axe slamming in on the attack. The axe bouncing off, no damage visible. Coming in for an attack with a flamethrower. The steel taking the punishment well so far. Charging in with tremendous force. Things are heating up on the side of the arena there. No damage that time, hardly even scratching the surface, despite the strength of that saw blade. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though, barging in to push it around. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Not too hard to cut into the aluminium, but it's putting up a brave fight. Pounding away. It's really taking some punishment from this axe now. Matilda invites you into play. Not for most robots though. They can't fight themselves here. I'm afraid it's game over. The weapon, trying to lift it and topple it. Grating away and a little damage appearing. Edging a little close to the sides at that time. Ramming in with a sharp spike. Cease! Seeded 4th in the competition, this robot isn't to be taken lightly. Armoured in titanium, very difficult to cut into or pierce this robot. Can the other competitors take this bull by the horns? The 8th seed for the title, not to be discounted, could go all the way. A 5 horsepower 4-stroke petrol engine giving this robot all the power it needs. Three, 2, 1, activate! Sergeant Bash is waiting to cook. Who's the main course? Onto the arena flipper they go! Are they ready to fly? Things are heating up at the side of the arena there. There goes the flipper! What are all the views like up there? Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. The Kevlar armor giving it great protection though. They can't right themselves, something's wrong. It looks like they're out of the contest. The titanium won't be able to stand up to too much of that. Metal everywhere, and the crowd love it. The steel armor giving it some protection from the impact. That flipper's ready and waiting for its first victim. This has all the makings. Cease!
The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon or choose a legal robot to enter. The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon or choose a legal robot to enter. All right. The robot you have selected is equipped with a weapon that is banned in this tournament. You will have to remove the offending weapon or choose a legal robot to enter.
Unseeded in this competition, but could have a few surprises up its sleeve. Armoured in light aluminium. Seeded third, no surprise that this robot's very highly thought of. Powered by a 5 horsepower, 4-stroke petrol engine. Unseeded this time, but no slouch, this robot could do well. A 5 horsepower, 4-stroke petrol engine giving this robot all the power it needs. The main arena feature is the drill tower. Makes a great spot to push robots into and let the drill do the work for you. You need to watch out for the flame pipes. Nasty gouts of flame burst out when the valve is switched on. Be careful of the gaps in the fences. It's easy to push a robot off the side and into the water below. Mind the barrels filled with oil. Spillages could make a real mess. 3, 2, 1. Activate! The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. It's devious, it's cruel. Ragnarok is here to shock. The flame pipes now gushing fire as the valve is open. The Kevlar taking a battering but holding up. Not causing it too much pain so far. If they can lift it further, that would help. Getting very close to the edge there, mind the gaps in the fence. It's all too easy to go over the edge, especially with a handy shove from another robot. And they drove straight through the gap. How stupid was that? Trying to charge right. Cease! 3, 2, 1. Activate! Not a lot happening here. The crowd want more action. In it comes for an attack now! Immediately, it tries to slam down on it. Trying hard to cut through the Kevlar. Out it goes, and no one to blame but themselves for that one. Cease! The top seed, this robot obviously in with a good chance. It has a custom-made carbon steel cutting disc which spins at an incredible 12,000 revs per minute. This robot isn't seeded, but is well fancied in the pits. Could be the dark horse of the tournament. Powered by a 5-horsepower, 4-stroke petrol engine. Three, 2, 1, activate! The crowd getting restless, waiting for them to get going. A rogue, to say the least. Be aware, because Tims's here. The Kevlar, not the toughest armour against blades like this. The armour holding out well against the charge. The blade thuds in and rips the shell a little. Trying to slice him with the saw, not having any effect. Coming in for the kill with all its weight behind it. And they drove straight through the gap. Cease! Very highly rated robot, this one. It's seeded second. The carbon steel cutting disc is tremendously powerful in action, the team tell me. This robot, unseeded, but could do better than everyone expects today. It's a heavyweight competitor. Three, 2, 1, activate! The crowd are wondering what's happened here. This isn't what they came to see. They want maiming and slaughter. Robotica. Yeah, what an imaginative name. Let's see what performance in the arena, though. Is us imaginative. Bashing away at the Kevlar, but it's ideal to resist it. Taking a bit of a battering as it pushes it all over and tries to topple it. Watch that gap in the fence! Coming in to pin it down with the ideal pushing weapon there. The crowd are waiting for something to happen here. Determined to pound it into submission. And I think it's ready to submit now. It's heading for a collision. Lifting weapons ideal for pushing things around, although it helps if you can find a way to damage them too. So keep looking, boys. Off comes the axe, leaving them with much less attack power. That's a real blow. My word, there's bits of robot all over the arena. Out it goes, and no one to blame but themselves for that one. On a direct collision.